Okay, y'all. So I find out that this man has a girlfriend on Facebook. Now, let me tell y'all something about him. He is known to like do petty things, childish things, like say he's in a relationship on Facebook, but he isn't really in one, just to see how people are going to react. So I don't know for sure if this is like real or not, but it didn't really matter, because the last time I had spoken to him in August, I basically told him, I was like, I need you to get your life together. You can't be a man that I actually need to help me fulfill my mission in raising these boys the way they need to be raised. Like you can't be that man in the condition that you're in the situation that you're in, behaving the way that you're behaving. Like, I don't have the time for it, and I just don't even really want to be around you at this point. And so he was like, that's also why he was kind of like, I mean, all we did was just mess around. Like, why are you acting like it's such a big deal? Like, and acting like we were about to get back together and all this other stuff. And I was only saying that because of text messages he had sent me prior to this. Because I'm going to let y'all know something. Your girl gets down. I do not need to be sweet talked and all this other stuff. If the vibe is there, the vibe is there. I don't need that. I have had plenty of male friends that was a part of the friendship. And that's it. Like, I've had very minimal boyfriends and people I've just hung out with, okay? Because men have never been the center of my life. I've always been doing whatever London wants to do. And if a man's gonna hold me back, like, bro, I don't need one. And so in this particular case, the only reason why I was trying to be with him was because I felt like he was going to be helpful to me, like he was going to help me achieve my goal. And I was using him, and that was wrong of me to do that, because I felt like he was using me and we were using each other. We were mirroring one another. And so that's another reason why that's the main reason why I wanted to bring him up, is that I had to take accountability for the fact that my intentions towards him were not genuine. I knew I got what I wanted. I wanted children. That was it. I knew he wasn't going to do what he needed to do. I knew he was not going to step up. So there was no reason for me to be trying to force it. You know what I mean? And so I really just did that to provoke him. I knew he would block me and get mad and in his feelings, because anytime you hold a man accountable when he doesn't want to be held accountable and he's not trying to step up, it gets them in their feelings. So, and I needed to take responsibility now for the fact that I knew I had a man with a man. I knew I had a man with a man. I knew I had men with a man. That was not going to be there the way that I thought. But this is one thing, though. I did at least think he would have a relationship with them. I didn't think I was going to have to be begging him to see them. I really didn't think that was going to happen. So that part kind of blew me a little bit, and I had to grieve that. That was emotionally hard for me. That, oh my gosh, I thought that we were going to at least be able to co-parent, because he and I get along so well, just like Malachi and I's father get along so well. I thought we would at least have that. And so that part has been kind of sad. But I want y'all to hear this very clearly. I'm not going to allow someone that's not being consistent around my children. Okay? I'm not doing that. Because that causes more harm than me just allowing them to not know he exists. Because let me tell you something. He barely saw them, so they don't even really know anything about him. They don't know him. And so now I'm not having to, if he all of a sudden decides he don't want to be around, constantly deal with being disappointed. Like, I had to be disappointed. My parents got divorced when I was 6. If I never really had a relationship with my dad, I wouldn't have been worried about not knowing him. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't miss what you never had. They have male role models. I have male friends. The majority of my friends are men, because I love men that much. Like, I love men so much. I had 3 of them. Okay? So I have plenty of male role models for them to have. And not only that, but I like doing things that guys like to do. So there's tons of opportunities for them to be exposed to men. And then because I'm a woman and there are like creative, feminine things that I like to do, they're going to be exposed to men on that side. as well. You know, I want them to see male makeup artists and male hairdressers. I want them to get their nails painted if they want to, or get their hair done however way they want to get it done, or wear makeup, or do makeup, like, or become a cheerleader, or a baker. Malachi really wants to be a baker. That's traditionally a feminine thing, but he wants to be a baker. I'm like, let's go, bro. One of his favorite blankets was a heart covered blanket. I think I mentioned that before. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to do whatever it takes to protect my children. And my children need consistency, and they need people around them that genuinely want to be there. I'm not going to put my children in harm's way. I don't trust their dad. And like I said, I chose to procreate with him because as a woman, and I want y'all to think about this in terms of nature, this is what women in nature do. They see a good prospect. They see a good specimen. Like, oh, you have all the traits I want to procreate with. They procreate with him, and most of the time they kill him and feed him to their children. I didn't do that. I let him live. I let that man live. So I don't understand what the problem is. I'm not understanding the problem. And I'm a pretty good parent, I think. I think I'm pretty good at this. I made it a point to get a lot of practice. Like, I worked with kids my whole life until I had children. And then I had my first child at 22. That man is one of the kindest, gentlest giants on the earth. I can show y'all so many messages from his teachers. Y'all don't have to believe me. I really don't care. But like, everybody adores Malachi because he's just so kind and so sweet. I can't even take credit for that. That's just who he is. But the way I want to take credit for that is how his father and I fostered that and nurtured that in him. We didn't stifle it. We let Malachi cry. We let Malachi express himself respectfully to us. We let Malachi be creative. We let Malachi show his interest in whatever he wanted to show an interest in and express himself however way he wants. Like, that's what a lot of y'all's problem is. That you don't want to give your sons the opportunity to just genuinely be themselves in the bodies that they're in. Y'all want to control every little thing that they do. And it's ridiculous. And I'm not going to be that parent. And so if I have to distance us from whoever I need to distance us from so that I can raise them in a way where they're able to be free and live with the least amount of restrictions as possible, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And currently I have realized that the environment that we are in the last few months, actually, I guess just the beginning of this year, I'd have to say, really, there's a lot of things have transpired that have allowed me to see that just I'm not aligned with my family. I love them, but we don't want the same things. We don't believe in the same things. We don't have faith the same way. My family is very fearful and scarcity mindset. I don't have time for that. And then my mom's still very religious. Like, I don't have time for that Christianity, that man-made bullshit. I just don't have the time. I ain't got the time. I ain't got it. So, I think I'm going to end it here. Just, as of right now, we are working towards getting our RV and a truck. We should be getting those next week. The Most High willing. I'm putting it out into the universe now. I will be getting my truck and our RV next week. I really want a, I think it's the Greystone? Georgetown, the Georgetown XL. That's something I saw recently, but I don't know if that's really the one I want. I mean, I do want a schoolie as well. I want all the things. I want all the things. I want it all. I'm not about to limit myself, man. But I want to start with next week. our off-grid RV and a truck to get us up out of here, like sooner rather than later, because I'm tired. Y'all. It's a lot. You just want to live, you know? And it's hard to be able to just live and be yourself when you're in an environment where you're constantly feeling like you're fighting for your life to just be and exist. And so shout out to all the people and all the moms out there that, girl, at least please be grateful that you can control your own space. Be grateful that you are in a place where you can control your own space. Because we're not all in that position. Now, I have been doing what I can to control the space that I'm in with my attitude and how I am reacting to everybody, and that has been changing. But that still don't change the fact that I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to go. So, okay. You don't need the passy all the time. No, you don't need it all the time. You constantly have it in your mouth. Just to be having it in your mouth, you don't need it. It's okay, you don't need it. Yep, his shirt is dirty. We're in the house. He just woke up, y'all. Yeah. This is Ronan, Ronan, and yes, he is named after Ronan, the accuser, the one in the comics. Please step your game up, y'all. I did not name him after that lame villain in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Please look up the real Ronan. He's amazing. I named him after him because that man fights for what he believes in. He don't play around, and that he's loyal to his people and his tribe. That man is he's cool, and so Ronan is very cool and very loving, just adorable. And then Mr. Hani's across the room over there having the time of his life. And yes, I did name him. His name is Yohanan, but I named him the nickname Han because I love Star Wars. And so I wanted to be able to call him Han. And I also loved The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. And Jackie Chan's one of my favorite martial artists, of the whole, world. He's an actor. He's amazing. He's just such a nice man. Or so he seems. I'm not saying that because I don't know him. I don't want to say I know him. I don't know him like that. But, he seems really cool and really nice. So I like calling him Mr. Han. If you've ever seen Karate Kid, if you know, you know. So I love calling him Mr. Han. Do you want me to open this? Okay. So we're in the house just chilling today. I didn't really feel like going anywhere, so we're not going anywhere. And that's something that y'all also need to learn. Sometimes it's okay to just sit in the house. You know, you don't always have to be going somewhere. Sometimes you can just stay at home. You could just stay home. And if it's not fun at your home, that's a you problem. That's not a world problem. That's a you problem. If it's not fun to stay at home and not spend money and not participate in capitalism, if that's not fun to stay at home, that is a you problem. You need to work on that, bitch. You need to work on that. For real. Man, one of the first things I'm going to do when this money comes, because it's coming, is fix my teeth. Because I know that y'all probably, I hope it hasn't been distracting. But, neglect. What can you do? Except try to do the best you can with what you got. And, get help when you can. I don't go to the doctor like that, right? Because my mom gets very overwhelmed. I can't remember the last time I went to the doctor. I have not been to the doctor since both of my children have been alive. Except for, I went for my checkup, and I took them with me. So, yeah. Oh, also, I want to put this out there. Just so y'all can understand some of the things that I have had to deal with this the last couple of years. Because there's a narrative out there that, I'm a brat, that I'm just using my parents, and I'm living here and I don't care anything about them, and really it's not that I don't care about my parents. I love them to death, but my children are my priority. So yo, when I was pregnant with Ronan, first of all, they got mad. I was afraid to tell them, first of all. But Malachi knew. Malachi always knows things. And so he figured it out, and then he ended up telling them for me, and they got mad and left. No one was happy that I was pregnant. No one was excited that I was creating life because of, I guess, religion. I'm not really sure why we weren't happy that I was having a baby. I'm still trying to figure that out because I was happy about it. And I was dreading telling them because I knew they wouldn't be happy about it. And what's wild is, like, financially, my parents do not have to spend extra money on my children. They spend the same money on, like, y'all, I don't take showers every day. I barely take a shower. And no, I don't stink. But I'm in the house all day. So I don't need to be taking a shower every day. And neither do my children. So we're not using up their water unless I'm cleaning their house or their dishes. I buy my own stuff. I don't ask my mom to buy any of my things. My mom doesn't buy my shampoo. She doesn't buy my deodorant. She doesn't buy my underwear. Well, she bought me a pack of underwear once. She bought me 10 pack in the past 6 years. Once. I am the one who primarily cleans the house. I'm the one who cleans the house. My mom has cleaned a couple of times here and there, but I'm the one who consistently, like, cleaning up every day. And on top of that, I have to clean up behind the boys. So I'm cleaning up behind the boys, and I clean up behind my mom, and I clean up behind my stepdad, and I was cleaning up behind my sister for the 3 months that she was staying here. You know, like, I take on a lot of stuff. So when I was about to give birth to Ronan, my mom did not like her job. She really hated her job, right? So she asked me, could I fill out an FMLA form so that she could be off work and stay with me and not have to work at all? Because she could have worked from home and, you know, been home with me and helped me with the baby and Han. But this would have made it so that she wouldn't have to work at all for at least, like, I think it was like she would get 12 weeks off. So I was like, yeah, of course I would do that for you because that's helpful to me. And I wanted to help her because she doesn't like her job. Tell me why. She has me fill out, gives me the form, has me fill it out. I go, and pregnant and all, y'all, I'm at the end of my pregnancy, going back and forth and taking a toddler around because I'm doing everything by myself with a toddler. Everywhere I go, I'm taking Han with me. I'm not leaving him with my mom. Sometimes, every now and then, but he's still very clingy. Now, it wasn't until I had Ronan that Han started to be more clingy towards my parents. Okay? Now, that's when he started to gravitate more towards them. And also because my mom introduced the iPad and her phone. That was also another thing that helped her bond with Han. He really wasn't that into her until the phone. Then the phone came in and she was able to make that like a babysitter where she doesn't have to interact with him and he would sit still and she didn't have to do as much. Now he was easy to take care of. Now it's okay to watch him. Now she's good with watching him. Because remember now, I had to quit my job because she couldn't watch him. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, over the past year or so, she wants him all the time. She constantly tells me he needs to stay with her. She'll watch after him. She'll keep him. It's because she can just put him on the iPad. She's not going anywhere. She's not taking him anywhere to do anything until recently. The last couple months, now all of a sudden she's taking him somewhere twice. But the whole time this boy's been alive, he's about to be 4. She wasn't like regularly taking him to the park or taking him to go do anything. No. She's been sitting in the house with him. So now when Ronan's born, so when I go, okay, sorry, I'm all over the place. So she ends up, because I'm sure this angle was not pleasant, y'all. Sorry. At first, when the lighting was good, I was like, okay, this is cool. And when Ronan was here, but now I'm like, oh, this is ugly. So, y'all, get this. So I get the form filled out, right? And I bring it back to her. And the whole time, she's decided that she's going to apply for a new job. She's not even going to stay there anymore. So I'm like, okay, well, if you get a new job, will that apply? Will the FMLA apply? So she got me in this mindset, this mind frame. And this is where I start to think that my mother's a covert narcissist. Things like this. She allowed me to feel like I could depend on her. She got me to feel comfortable with the fact that, oh, she's going to be home and she's going to be able to keep Han so I can actually breastfeed Ronan and I can just lay in the bed with him and cuddle and like nurse him and really like make sure I establish a good flow. And yeah, oh my gosh, I got so excited about that. For her to then like rip the rug from under me and be like, oh, actually I applied to a new job and I got it, and yeah, I can't take off. She did not help me at all. I had to drive at 5 weeks. I was driving myself places, to doctor's appointments, to their doctor's appointments, to my doctor's appointments. I was driving myself. I just for y'all to know that, like, you're not supposed to be doing none of that. We're supposed to be laid up in the bed, not traveling at all, not doing any type of driving is strenuous. You're not supposed to be doing anything like that for at least a month. Like, you just pushed a whole human being out of your body, and you just like moving around doing stuff like ain't nothing happened. So when from the outside looking in, you see me, it seems like I'm living my best life. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have my kids. I live with my parents. I don't have any bills. I ain't got no worries. I have worries. I have lots of them. I have lots of them. Like, I still got to make sure that Malachi is getting the support that he needs at school, that they're not playing with the IEP, and that he's not stressed or overwhelmed, you know, and make sure he's staying regulated. The same thing with Han. I live with people who are not regulated, and I live with an autistic child. And if you know, you know, he is highly sensitive, not just to food, but to energy, to people's moods, to people's attitudes. Like, they went to New York this past weekend to see my sister, and like, his cup, you see this? He was not chewing on it like this all weekend. Since they've been back, he started chewing it up again. He does certain things because he's anxious or he gets nervous. And, you know, all I keep thinking about is like, I cry sometimes at night because I'm like, you know, what else do I still need to learn here? You know, why are we still here? And I know I need to trust divine timing, that everything's going to happen at the right time. So with that being said, I kept feeling like I was stuck and that I wasn't going to be able to get out of here. And then my paternal grandmother gets sick. And my mom is not really into trying to help me because she doesn't like her. So she's not really trying to watch the boys, you know. She makes it very clear, like, she ain't trying to watch them for me to go over there and try to clean up her house or look for anything. So the whole time she's been making it difficult for me to try to help my dad, who lives in Japan, by the way, to get anything done. Hi. So I just feel like have been feeling this resistance this whole time of just feeling overwhelmed, trying to get things done, trying to deal with the fact that she was sick and that I hadn't even talked to her like that. Our relationship was strained, you know. And as a parent, like, every time, if I cut somebody off, it has something to do with, I didn't feel like you were in the best interest of my children. She was not behaving in a way that made me feel like, oh, you're gonna be a good great grandma to my children. Hi. And so I'll cut off friends. I will cut off family members if I feel like you're not listening to me and you're not respecting my boundaries. And same thing with my mom. If I keep having to tell you over and over again he don't need to eat fast food, and then you guys take him for a ride with you, and I find Burger King in the car, I find Burger King wrapper in the car, and you don't say anything to me, I'm not gonna say anything to you about it. I'm just gonna peep what you did and make sure that they're never going to be alone with you ever again. I'm not going to keep them away from you, but you're going to be meeting us at Urban Air. You're going to be meeting us at the zoo. If you want to see them, you're going to have to come outside. That's what's going to happen now. And if you don't want to come outside, then you're not going to see them. It's going to be that simple. So she wasn't really trying to help me, and my grandmother ends up dying. I do all the work to become her guardian. And I feel like it all happened because it was to show me that I can get things done, that I'm smart enough, that, you know, you give me a task, I'm gonna handle it. And so I think that's what that was for, to boost my confidence, to show me also that I do have a career in law and that I need to go to law school, because I would have never gotten the motivation to go to law school, which is what I want to do. I want to go back to school, double major in sociology and psychology, and minor in, like, I don't know, global affairs or something. But like, I want to learn about people is what I really want to learn about, and learn how people think. And then I want to go to law school somewhere, and I don't know where yet. wherever is going to give me the most like worldly. I'm thinking Stanford. I feel like Stanford law will be fire. So but I never would have considered going back that route, and that's what I wanted to do when I was in high school, is become a lawyer. I never would have considered going back that route if it hadn't been that I did the guardianship, because my grandmother gets appointed a lawyer to represent her, basically against me, to make sure that she's protected, and that just make sure she's protected, right? Basically, he represented her, and he read all of the paperwork that I turned in. I don't know why I can't think right now, but he read everything, my briefs and everything that I turned in, and he said I sounded great, and that I did a great job, and that I sounded like a lawyer, and that I should really consider a career as a lawyer. And so I'm doing it, y'all, for real. And I mean, like, for real, like, I'm gonna sign up for classes for Wake Tech in the fall, and just start taking classes for right now, and see how many credits that I already have will transfer and what won't, and look into who has a really great like undergrad program for psych and sociology, because I'm really trying to do that. I think Meredith actually probably has a good program. I'm going to look into that. Anyhow, I don't know why I just went off into that rant on where I was going with this. But I think I was telling y'all about how, she decided to go back to work. And then, now my grandmother passed away. Okay, so she ended up passing away. So I was able to do the guardianship, but so I got it done that Friday, and she ended up passing away on Sunday, because I needed the guardianship so that I could have her moved, because she was in the hospital the entire time. And I was just, the entire time she was in there, it was just hard for me to be able to get around with both boys. I'm going up to the courthouse with them both with me, or at least one of them with me, because my mom can't handle both of them, she feels like, at one time. They're not that hard, y'all, I promise. But so it just felt like she was making it harder for me. So I'm dealing with that on top of my grandmother's dying. I was trying to help. Then she ends up dying. Hi. 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 So for her to end up passing away, and I had to deal with that, grieving the fact that I thought I was going to be able to get her into a home, and that we'd be able to visit her, and that I was happy that she and I were speaking again, how sweet she was to me, and happy to see me, and that I hadn't spoken to her because I thought she didn't care or want to see me. So for me to see her in the hospital, and her be happy to see me, and be like, your daddy will take care of you, he'll give you money. And I was just like, she'd never talked to me like that before, y'all. She had never said anything like that to me, y'all. The whole reason we weren't speaking was over a gift card, because she accidentally gave me a $100 gift card. She meant to give me a $50 one. And she called me about it immediately. Like, I had just left her house and was like, you need to bring that back type of vibe. She was nice about it, but still. Hi. But still, I was just like, girl, I'm using the gift card to buy you stuff, and you told me I could have the leftovers. So I was just kind of like, most of the stuff that she wanted was going to be like $30, $40. So it's like, so you only intended to give me like $10? Bet. It was hard. It hurt me. It hurt my feelings. And then it also made me feel like, so you just felt like too that when I realized how much it was that I was just that I was like kind of trying to steal from you, I thought the whole time that's what you intended to give me. So I was just kind of, the whole thing was flabbergasting. But I told her that she hurt my feelings, and she stopped speaking to me then. That is why we stopped talking, because I was honest with her and I held her accountable. My grandmother was not used to that. My grandmother is one of those people that everybody just loves because she made it a point to wear a mask and to show people only the nice side of her, which most covert narcissists do that. And so no one understood the relationship that my dad had with his mother is very similar to the relationship that I have with my mother. My dad had to move all the way to Japan to get away from his mom, because she had followed him from Ohio to North Carolina. And then he joined the military and was like, I got to get up out of here. Because he went to North Carolina to go to school. But when both his parents showed up, living within walking distance of the school, of Central, and then his mama became a janitor on the campus, he was like, I'm out. I'm joining the military. I'm gone. I cannot be around you people. So it's like, no, I get it. And so he wanted to have her cremated. no service. So everybody having a heart attack about that. It's just little things were happening, and then I just started pulling my energy back and taking my power back, and realizing like, y'all are not gonna work me to death. You're not gonna keep making me feel like I'm not enough. So I started having very just honest conversations with my mom, just telling her like, you were not a great mom for me. You really weren't, and you keep making me feel like I'm not enough. Why would I want to stay here? Hi. Because she seems to think that I still want to live here, but she wants me to work. She wants me to make money and help her pay her bills. That's what my mom's problem is the fact that I'm not helping, that I get money, or the amount of money I get, or the resources that I get. She's mad that I'm using them to take care of just myself and my children. She wants me to use them to also help her and to make her life easier. And I'm just like, but you're the parent. It's now she sees me as an equal, and I'm like, but we're not equals. You're still my mom, and I needed you as a mom to give me somewhere to stay while I tried to figure my life out. And I thought that was okay. I thought that was a fair thing to ask, because if Malachi were in the same situation, that's why you have a home. You have a place for your children to land if they need you. I plan to do the same thing for my children, but right now I was in a transition period where we all are in the collective, where we're all starting to trust ourselves and our authenticity and try to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? What can I do for the collective that will make me money, or will help me, put me in a position where I can be taken care of and get the things that I need, get access to the things that I need. Because we need to let go of necessarily needing money and understand that it's more so about aligning so that you can receive the things that you need and putting out into the universe. Like, for example, I've just been talking about how I want tiny house. For all I know, some tiny house company can give me a tiny house for me and my child, and and I can promote it on my channel and talk about how they helped me make it sensory friendly, and it be something for moms. And I create a business helping moms get tiny houses built especially for their sensory kids. That's sensory friendly for their kids and their boys, where they can climb on stuff, and they can have a jungle gym, and they can climb up to their beds, and they have all kinds of fun stuff that they can, a hammock that they can sit in and swing in, and like all of that regulatory stuff inside, because sometimes you can't always get outside, you know, things like that. That's why I'm making these videos, because I'm trying to find my tribe and to shine my light and to hopefully share information that will be helpful and healing for the collective. So I'm gonna leave it here because I feel like I'm rambling a lot now, and I'm gonna make sure, and they tearing up my room. Look at this, just tearing my stuff up. Okay, peace on mic. I didn't do that last time because I keep getting cut off. Bye, y'all.